I'm trying a few new things daily to try and appease the discomfort that I have been feeling almost daily in my left hip, where the piriformis seems to be. It's a sensation of tightness when I am trying to extend the leg from a position of relative hip flexion. So basically any day-to-day life situation. And it's the same thing as when I was battling the inflammation in my rotator cuff over the last year or so, don't get me wrong. It's just that there are many more situations daily where I find myself in a position that is causing me discomfort. While the rotator cuff injury was something that was pertaining the upper part of the body, so it is not something that is engaged at all times. Unfortunately, the hip is something that has to work to some extent in almost every movement that we perform. Be this standing up from sitting down, which puts me in that position and demands that muscle to tighten up in order to maintain the hip in its socket, to bending down and tie my shoes up. Yeah. So that is the more challenging part. Finding a way to avoid situations that flare the pain up. And it's not to the point where it's preventing me from doing normal day-to-day stuff. And especially lifting, I'm not really feeling like it's impacting my sessions in any way. But still, it is something that needs to be fixed. And I'm trying different things daily, and I wanted to record a couple of those just to get an idea of where I'm going if I want to look back at it at some point. So I will be playing around with a few different exercises, knowing full well that it's not the exercise that makes the rehab, but it's the capacity of the patient to stop experiencing constant discomfort and try and find movements that mitigate that sensation. But anyways, the rest of the session was a chin-up day, and I am struggling getting these weights up on this pull-up station here. For one, it's not tall enough. So I am starting with my feet on the floor, and I am really missing that little dip that I was doing whilst starting from a little step. So that was putting me into the stretch reflex. So the first rep was an easy one. From here, I'm starting from the bottom. It's like almost a dead hang situation. If I tighten my shoulders and my rotator cuff and I engage the upper back, and I slightly tilt my legs forward, I am at a point where my feet are barely scraping the floor, but still it is not a situation where I'm allowed to get much stretch reflex at that position, and so that is taken away from repetitions for sure. I will be trying again, maybe changing the orientation of my wrist. Maybe a more neutral grip is going to help out. But if that doesn't help, I may have to maybe go down in weight and a bit up in repetitions, or maybe add some extra body weight only stuff. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to check a few things out. But yeah, the chin-ups are stalling a little bit at this time. Then I was moving over to the dumbbell presses in here, 16 kilos. I think the progression on the dumbbell OHP is going pretty well. The weights are moving fine. I'm not, at least this time, I wasn't experiencing any weird tightness in the shoulder, which is a good thing. And I added to this session the Nordic curls because, as I said before, this is the best station where I can get these done. So I will be doing these when I'm training from the home gym, and I wasn't feeling discomfort in the back of the knee, even though I was going pretty deep with these reps. I'm noticing there is a bit of hip flexion in here coming out of the bottom position, but the fact that I am not really feeling too much tension behind the right knee is a good thing, and yeah, let's keep this going. Ciao.